Hey, how's it going, everybody? I wanted to do a quick video on this Path of Valor thing that has newly come into the game. And what I mainly want to focus on is it worth the $10 price? I think a lot of people are going to be wondering that, whether they want to spend the money on it. Is it worth it in terms of buying other things? Should you wait for a deal to come around? So that's the question I wanted to try to answer. Before I get into that real quick, I just want to look at this Path of Valor in general. So it's something that moves stepwise. Basically, the currency of this type of challenge are these Valor Points. Different challenges based on their difficulty have a different amount of Valor Points that you would get from it. And then, as you'll see in the reward screen, the Valor Points help you achieve different milestones, and different milestones come with different rewards, whether you are free or whether you've bought the Valor Pass. So I determined that for myself it was worth it to buy the Valor Pass. And again, I'll break that down in just a second on what my thought process was there, and to give you a sort of similar calculation on how that breaks down in relation to other purchases that you can make in the game. So I am in progress on, going towards the 6th milestone, which you can see has a required amount of Valor Points at 270. This seems to increase the whole way through, and if we go all the way to the bottom, to earn the 4-star Ascension material, you're going to need 46,075 Valor Points, which seems like a lot. And so what that's telling me is that between these daily challenges and these Valor challenges, that the amount of Valor Points that you're going to get from it is going to increase drastically. So I'm already on the Defeat Heroes 2 up here. I don't know if I can click on this challenge here. And it's gone up to 800 points, which is currently the highest by double. So I'm thinking it started off maybe around 300 or something. So I think these are going to scale up, and it's probably going to be easy to get thousands from different ones as you get further into this. I'm very curious what's going to come after this completed challenge event 1, because like the mission list in the game, you can see all these have a number with them, and as you complete the first one, you get the second one, which then requires more, and the third, and so on. And I saw someone that was way into this summon one, and I think it takes like 270 to fill that up. So I don't think it's going to be required to complete all of these things to get to the final tier. I'm sure there's a at least pretty comfortable cushion of points, and some that you can ignore. I don't think they would require you to do 270 summons in a 50-day period. One other quick thing about the purchase versus not purchase: you do not need to decide in the first day. From what I understand from reading on the forum, you can decide the last day. So you can see how far you get and determine if the rewards that you would be entitled to by purchasing it are worth the cost of it. There's some people speculating that the price could change throughout the period, but there's been nothing to indicate that, and I feel like they would be more transparent if that were going to be the case, that, to incentivize you to buy now by being like, well, it will go up to $15 halfway through the challenge or something. So I don't think that's going to be something to worry about. Okay, let's get into the question that I really want to answer, which is this something that is worth it? I can't answer whether you should buy this. I can just tell you, based on the cost of other things in the game, how this sizes up with those things. So in my mind, there's sort of 3 deals, so to speak, for this game. There's just the standard gem purchase in the gem shop, which we'll look at in just a second. First, there are the gems, like the Flash Atlantis offers, which are, just purchases of gems, sometimes with Atlantis coins. I think those they usually have like 200 gems and 25 Atlantis coins it's 400 gems for $2, I think it is. Either way, I just memorized the ratio between. So that's the second type of deal. I'll talk about the ratio in a second too. Is this flash offer, and usually you cannot purchase a large quantity of gems that way. There's a fixed quantity of what you can buy there. I think it's 5 of those deals in that case. And then the last one is the gems plus ascension materials, and usually the gems included in those deals are at the same ratio of what you see for dollars to gems in the gem store. So again, we have the regular gem purchase, the cheap flash offer, which has smaller quantities, and then the normal gem price pretty much with ascension materials added. So if we look at the store real quick, you can see that the best value for gems is going to be $10,400. This breaks down to 100 gems per dollar or 1 cent per gem, okay? And then the Atlantis offer I've calculated before comes out to half a cent per gem. So if you were able to buy 10,000 gems at that Atlantis flash offer rate, it would only cost $50. So that is the best. That is the best price for gems in the whole game are those flash offers. It's just that you can't buy very many at a time, and then the kind of generic. The kind of generic price here in the store would be the 1 cent per gem, $100 per 10,000 gems. The exchange rate, I guess you could say, and that's what I was trying to think of. So I'm going to look at it from that perspective, and that way you can determine based on how much they cost in the store and based on how much other offers cost whether this is worth it. So if we look at the rewards, we can go through this list, and I'm going to put everything in a just gem amount. So troop tokens, epic troop tokens are 200 gems, because if we were to go into the the troop summon here, I can't see it because I have these tokens, but it's 200 gems per summon, and then you get a slight deal if you do the 10 times summon. Okay, so we're gonna break everything down in this perspective. So when you purchase the offer, you get 1 epic hero token and 300 gems. So we're going to say that an epic hero token is worth 300 gems because they can only be used in summon portals that cost 300 gems per individual purchase. So right away with purchasing, you're getting the equivalent of 600 gems. One last aside there is that the epic hero tokens cannot be used in any summon gate, so they're slightly less flexible than gems. I feel like the best use for those are at these seasonal summons like the Christmas, Halloween, Summer, Sand Empire one, or the Easter Bunny one. Another use, which I just used some for recently, is just pulling in the regular epic hero summon in trying to get a hero of the month. So I spent 6 tokens and I was going to use 5 of those epic hero tokens to try for the hero of the month. Didn't get it, figured what the hell, I'll use one more, and got them on that try. So that's another use for them since they're usually accrued for free. So anyways, we're going to just put everything into a gem basis. I just wanted to cover that epic hero tokens are not equivalent to gems, and so on for challenge coins and Atlantis coins. So right away purchasing the offer, you are getting the equivalent of 600 gems. Okay, so the next step down is going to be the epic troop token, which is another 200 gems. So we're up to 800 total. Can't remember if I mentioned this, but if you do purchase the Valor Pass, you get the free rewards on the right side and the rewards on the left side. So it's cumulative across both. Okay, so the next thing down, and so I keep giving a lot of asides here. There's a lot of information to cover. I'm just covering gems and tokens here. I'm ignoring all the extra stuff you get, and we'll kind of just lump that in as we're considering this after our calculation here. Because I don't really know how to put a gem amount to backpacks and iron and all those kinds of things. It gets a lot more complicated. Okay, so with these gems here, we're up to 950. Next is at the 7th milestone, we get another epic hero token. Those are worth 300, so that brings us up to 1250. As we keep going down, some great stuff in here as well. As we keep going down, next thing is 100 Atlantis coins. So Atlantis summons, because they have the ascension material chest, are 350 gems, so this is worth a little bit more. So this is going to bring us up to 1600 gems. Okay, then we get some emblems, which is great. Those are those are probably one of the most valuable. I've not sat down to figure out what the actual, essentially what the gem ratio is for emblems. So we're going to leave those out for right now. But I think it'll be an easy decision once we finish this. Okay, so after the Atlantis coins, we get up to the challenge coins. 10 challenge coins is 1 summon. 1 summon is 300 gems in those portals, so we're up to 1900 gems now. Then we get 400 more here, which brings us up to 2400. I'm ignoring these gray coins because I don't think those are really worth much. Okay, we keep going down. More emblems, which is awesome. Loot tickets, flasks. And we have 200 Atlantis coins. That's going to be worth 700 gems. And that's going to bring us up to 3,000 total. Then we get some ascension materials, which is great. And I think there's one more tier here. Okay, so then we get 20 more challenge coins, which is 2 summons, which would be 600 gems. That brings our total up to 3,600. 2 4-star trainer heroes, which is great. And then 50 emblems is a huge value just on the paid side. So that's going to be 80 total from there. So I think all in all here, we're getting 80, 95, 110 barbarian emblems, which is great. And it looks like they're going to cycle between. So it's nice to get a bunch of one at once instead of just a measured amount of all the different ones. Okay, and then you get to the very end and you get 2 4-star ascension materials, which is very valuable, but again, I don't have a specific gem equivalency for those things. Keep forgetting the word I want, which is exchange rate. Okay, so in total here, we have spent $10 and we are at 3,600 gems. So if we were to purchase that in the shop, that would cost a lot more. Let's see, that would be about $30 at the regular gem store rate, since 3,600 is roughly, enough for our purposes, is roughly a third of 10,000. And then, a third of $100, which is the cost for 10,000, would be about $33. Yeah, so we are well above that. So we're about triple what you should be getting for $10, a little more than triple what you should be getting for $10 just in terms of gems. Again, with the small aside that some of these currencies like Atlantis coins, challenge coins, and epic hero tokens are not quite as flexible as the regular gems are, but that's not going to be a problem for most people. And then if we were to look at what this would cost in the in terms of the Atlantis flash offer. So we're looking at this would be about $30 if we were to buy this amount, if we could buy this quantity, which you still can't. With those Atlantis flash offers, this would be like $15 or more dollars. So we're coming in pretty well under what is the cheapest source of gems in the entire game. And we're getting 2 4-star ascension materials, 2 3-star ascension materials, plenty of trainer heroes, lots of resources. These harvester relics are really interesting. I can talk about those in a second. Lots of loot tickets, tons of emblems. 100 emblems is worth a lot. Like, I don't know, maybe close to $10. I forget those Christmas offers had a bunch of emblems in them, and those were pretty expensive. So those are very valuable as well. And again, lots of flasks, resources, trainer heroes, crafting items. So in my opinion, this is well worth it. It's the cheapest source of these materials anywhere in the game, and all you have to do is play the game. And I kind of like that it breaks you out of your normal cycle. I feel like I'm used to farming the same level, raiding just to fill my chest and stuff, so it's nice to have an excuse to do other things in the game or play stages you don't normally play, like for the dense fog thing and stuff. So yeah, to summarize, I feel like this is absolutely worth it, and it is the best value of gems, if we can convert everything to gems, it's the best value of gems anywhere in the game. And you're getting all this stuff with it. So it's like, it's already worth it if it was just the gems. And then when you add in the 100+ emblems and all this other stuff, totally worth it. Well, again, this is where I can't tell you you should buy this, because it's up to you to determine how and where you'd like to spend your money. But in terms of the value, this is an incredible value. The last thing I'll touch on are just these relics. This is basically something that you can add to your account that changes the results you get from farming season 1 levels for a day. So unfortunately it is restricted to season 1, so you can't use this on Atlantis Rises, which would be crazy. But this one, for example, the Recruit Harvester Relic, I think you can only equip one of these at a time, and it lasts for 1 day. Increases the amount of recruits gained from completing season 1 map stages by 50%. So you can keep all of these in your inventory, and you can have one equipped at a time, which just changes the results that you get from the from farming season 1 stages. So in my opinion, this is not really that great, since it's restricted to season 1. It's better than nothing. It's kind of nice that there is a bonus there, but I don't see it as something of that much value. If it were something that could be used in Atlantis Rises, that would be a huge value, but that is not the case. So I think I've touched on everything that I wanted to for this video. I apologize if that wasn't always maybe super clear at times. I feel like I had a lot of aside points that I thought of as I was talking about things. But I didn't have an hour or so to plan out the kind of flow for this video. I just wanted to get something out there with my thoughts on it, because I had only seen people touching on what is Path of Valor, which we did a little bit, but I really wanted to get into, is this something that is a good value to purchase? And I'm convinced, so I hope this helped you as well. If you have any questions about Path of Valor or the Valor Pass, go ahead and fire them off in the comments below. I do read all the comments and respond to them. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It helps the videos be visible to more people. So if you think this is helpful information, that's a good way to ensure that other people are able to see it and are able to benefit from the information presented. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.